Hi, my name's Lee Williamson. Subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary.
Hi, my name is Joby McAnuff. Subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary.
Reggae Boys Commentary. Like, share, and subscribe, please.
I'm Javon Watson, and you're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
Yes, Reggae Boys Commentary, like and subscribe, yeah? Yes, Reggae Boys Commentary, like and subscribe, yeah?
Reggae Boys Commentary, like, share, and subscribe.
Reggae Boys Commentary, subscribe, like, and share. Is that the right order?
Yeah. Reggae Boys Commentary, like, share, and subscribe.
We had a dream. We had a dream for 18 hours, roughly. We had a dream for 18 hours, and 18 hours later, it's something that could literally go either way. We could have a situation, be in a situation where we could get points, but the most likely objective is that Costa Rica has gotten away on a whisker, and 2022 is no longer a reality. Hello everyone, I'm Simon Preston, and welcome to Reggae Boys Commentary. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video on this channel. Really appreciate it. If you want to have your questions or comments highlighted, please use the super chat option, and your questions and comments will be highlighted below. So please utilize that feature. So let's get right into the matter, shall we? So the Costa Rican FA, they sent out a press release of their own to defend themselves on this matter. So that's exactly what has happened. And I want to share an article which was published by the Gallino a couple of hours ago. So this is how it reads. The Costa Rican Football Federation has issued a response to reports that two players who tested positive for COVID-19 played in their CONCACAF World Cup qualifying game against Jamaica on Wednesday at the National Stadium. As first reported by the Gallino, the Jamaica Football Federation Medical Committee Chairman Dr. Guyan R. Scott confirmed Wednesday night that 6 members of the delegation, including 3 players, tested positive for the virus. Additionally, he said that of the 3 players that tested positive, 2 were played in the game that Costa Rica won. All right. Hope everybody's on the same page so far. In the statement today, the Costa Rican Federation said 1 player and 3 members of the delegation tested positive, as a new cases Wednesday afternoon followed the PCR tests upon arrival on the island on Tuesday night. They said that all members of the delegation had tested negative in Monday in Mexico. All right. Following so far. The Federation said that 2 players who recently recovered from COVID-19 also tested positive. Okay. 2 players. And then there's a quote, in these tests, 1 player and 3 administrative staff of the delegation were positive as the new cases. In addition, 2 players recently recovered from COVID-19 and those who had tested positive in mid-January. All right. The new positives were immediately isolated, and as indicated by the protocol, these results were communicated to the FIFA delegation and local authorities. At the same time, all the documentation was presented, providing that the other 2 players who scored positive were recovered cases with less than 25 days of having a positive result for COVID-19. Therefore, based on existing regulations and based on the documentation presented by the Costa Rican Soccer Federation, both FIFA and CONCACAF authorized the participation of said players, the statement read. The release went further to say that while the JFF Medical Commission recommended that the players not participate, the request did not come from a recognized source. So you're saying that Dr. R. Scott is not a recognized source? Okay, then. Once the first half of the match against the Jamaicans had passed, the officials of the Medical Commission of the Jamaica Football Federation stated that they recommended that the players not participate. This position did not come from any health authority in the country or from a soccer authority. The case of the two asymptomatic players who recently recovered from COVID-19 was explained to said representatives, including the laboratory results that showed cycle threshold data that proved to be recovered cases and with a low viral load. For this reason, both players traveled normally with the delegation that returned to the national territory this Thursday morning. FIFA President Michael Ricketts said a report had been sent to FIFA on the matter. Okay. We have that, and we've analyzed that. Okay. And just for background as well, I'm going to share on the screen as well the official release sent by the Costa Rican Football Federation. And I will scroll down a little so that you guys can get a gist of what has been said and you guys can read everything. So what I want you all to be aware of is that regardless of who told who or who said what to who, a player who tested positive for COVID-19 was on the field of play. I don't care if you told FIFA. I don't care if you told the doctor. I don't care if you told God Almighty. The reality is that a COVID person was on the field of play. And that is wrong. And a little bit earlier, I'm going to give you guys an opportunity to comment. I'm going to analyze your guys' comments. And like I said, any questions that you may have, use the super chat feature. Use the super chat feature. I'm going to bring up you guys' comments and questions. That's what you guys have to say about this whole scenario, because it really has presented itself with a lot of twists, a lot of turns, a lot of sideways. It's just been a scenario where there's been a lot of headache, and put it this way, I don't like what has been done, and I still stand by the view that we need the 3 points, and that's how I feel about the matter. But let's hear what you guys have to say about the matter. If Costa Rica is not deducted their points, then, well, I look at it this way. We press forward and we look forward to 2026. But before that, Nations League, Gold Cup, etc., etc. The leadership group, is that something that we have to talk about as well? Well, that's something to talk about. Well, let's see what happens here. The match commissioner is calling me. Let's see what he has to say. So the match announcer at the game yesterday, Carlton McCarthy, who has the team sheet, did not know of the positive case as well. I was trying to find out if you have individuals that knew which Costa Rican player specifically was positive. I spoke with the match commissioner, well, the match announcer. He didn't know. He didn't know. Ramon Cunningham, Jamaican already at all. Issa Allen says, man, rinse out the like, share, and subscribe. Like to my dog. Big up. This is a violation. They put an entire nation at risk for forgetting those returning to their respective families. They put me at risk. They put all the volunteers at risk. They put all media at risk. They put all security at risk. They put all JFF administrators at risk. They put all CONCACAF officials and FIFA officials at risk. Just let that sink in. It's just baffling. You're right, Island Picnic. You're absolutely right. Rolanda Henry says, leave Costa Rica with their points. They deserve it. Reggae Boy is just not ready. Take their loss and move on. But that's not the point of this. The point is, why do you have a positive COVID-19 person on the field of play? Let me do point out as well that Michael Ricketts, the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, says that he will be taking the matter to FIFA. The matter will be going to FIFA. What I'm going to tell you guys right now, that do not expect an answer today or tomorrow. It's going to take time. It's going to take time for them to come to that decision on this matter. So please, don't have high expectations on this, because FIFA is going to take their time on the matter. So a final decision, don't expect it tomorrow morning. Don't expect it Saturday, Sunday, or even Monday. It's going to take time. So we're going to have to press on with our content. We're going to have to press on with our ideas. We're going to have to press on with everything, really. So that's the matter, and that's the reality of the situation. Island Picnic says they should be punished. Absolutely, they should be punished. Rolando, tell them on Trax Mafia. Rolando is a Costa Rican referee, robbed us the USA game. So in all fairness, it's karma. Is it? Rolando Henry, I'm Jamaican, but leave Costa Rica with their points. No. If you don't deserve something, you don't deserve something in my eyes. They should be fined and forfeit the game, and we get 3 points. Simple as that. Absolutely, my friend. Untrucks Mafia says, same way, 20. Orlando, they put lives at risk. It's unacceptable. I mean, what's the reason why we've been isolating? What's the reason that we've been precaution? What's the reason why we have been physical distancing the last 2 years? Almost 3 years. What's the reason we've been doing this? We're still living in a pandemic, right? And guess what? We're going to live in a pandemic next year as well. And maybe even the year after that. So we just have to accept those realities. Imagine if Jamaica did this. We get ripped apart for it. That's what our good friend Revel Morrison tweeted. That's what Revel Morrison tweeted. Yeah. Island Picnic says, punish them. After Costa Rican ref robbed us points, now it's karma. Give it the 3 points, yes. Let's see. Let's see if we'll get the 3 points. I'm hoping that we will. Just joining. What is Costa Rica saying? So basically, Costa Rica is defending themselves that the 2 players that were quote-unquote positive tested negative, and that it wasn't 6 persons, it's actually 4, 1 player and 3 admin. But at the same time, once somebody on the field have COVID, the person have COVID. So that's the thing. Remember, Costa Rica arrived in the island Tuesday evening, and if you did test Tuesday evening, and it takes 24, the match was 24 hours later. It's just so much different variables and so much different baffling points, honestly. Simon, I agree, COVID player should have been playing. It's baffling as you know, like 2 years ago, well, last year they said, oh, you couldn't mix the vaccines, and now this year we're saying that we can mix the boosters. So if I get AstraZeneca vaccine, I can take the Pfizer booster. Not everybody's going to be comfortable with that. Not everybody's going to be comfortable with that. I can tell you that as a fact. Especially people that don't like needles, I can tell you. That's not something that is going to be welcomed. Put it that way. So, trust me. It's just unbelievable, and it's a situation that I'm hoping can be dealt with quickly, but bearing in mind and knowing how FIFA will act. And I'm not saying FIFA is slow. I'm just saying that they have a lot on their plate to deal with right now. And this is not the top of their priority. So that's what I'm saying. Tarek Monroe says, why didn't Ricketts and his team protest prior to the game? Because according to Dalton Wint and Ricketts, they did not know until during the game. Before the game, they did not know that Costa Rica had positive players, a positive delegation. It was only made aware to them during the game. And JFF, as you know, can't stop the game. The only persons that can stop the game is the Ministry of Health. And what Minister of Health Christopher Tufton said was, let me see if I can play it. Let me play it for you guys, and hopefully it should work out well. Let me play it to you what Tufton said. All right, listen to this, guys.
The report, I'm waiting on a report which I've asked for, but my understanding is that based on the information they had at the time, they recommended, in keeping with the protocol, that the players that were positive should be isolated. My understanding is that after the fact.
I see that some people have just tuned into the live, so I'm going to replay the voice note. And this is Minister of Health Christopher Tufton responding to why didn't the Ministry of Health stop the game, bearing in mind Costa Rica with positive cases in their camp.
The report, I'm waiting on a report which I've asked for, but my understanding is that based on the information they had at the time, they recommended, in keeping with the protocol, that the players that were positive should be isolated. My understanding is that after the fact, they discovered that others were also positive. So the question that has to be addressed is, why weren't they informed that there were additional positives? The testing was done by a private entity, Carigen, and I'm not sure why the results of the test would have been known for some and not others prior to the game. The management of the process would have been done by JFF and their medical team and the private lab facility. So it appears as if either they got the test in batches and post and pre-game, which would be quite strange, or somebody may have gotten the results and did not report it, or certainly did not follow the protocol. I can't speculate, however, I have to wait on the results to make a determination, and then from there we determine how to proceed. Of all 6 positives? Correct. Well, I'm waiting on the report, but the verbal indication that I'm getting is that this was not the case. But I'm waiting on the report. I don't want to speculate around the report.
So that's Health Minister Christopher Tufton speaking about why the Ministry of Health didn't stop the game yesterday. Reasonable in terms of the request for the report, and then we take it from there. CONCACAF is very corrupt. If they won't give us the 3 points against the USA, they're not going to give it to Costa Rica. Well, it's not CONCACAF that will be taking the points. It's going to be FIFA. And I wouldn't say CONCACAF is a corrupt organization. I think they're quite a fair organization. I wouldn't call them corrupt. No. Ian Campbell says, up, Simon, up. If it was us, we would be on CNN right now, or US, or us would be on CNN right now. Yeah, you're right. They used ineligible players, hence the result of the game is null and void. We should be awarded the points. You are absolutely correct, my friend. Reggae Boys commentary of JFF report the issue with FIFA. Michael Ricketts has reported the issue to FIFA, and FIFA have acknowledged that they've received that report. However, FIFA have yet to respond to that report. Vice President of CONCACAF is from Costa Rica. One of them, Dodger Gaming says, okay, the goal was half-side. The Costa Rican referee did not like the Reggae Boys when Reggae Boys was playing with the USA at the national stadium. It's happy USA won for Costa Rica. Well, it was 1-1. But yeah, we know they're not going to give Reggae Boys a benefit of the doubt. Jamaica will get a fight in everything. I believe it will be a big fine for Costa Rica or for Jamaica. What did we miss? What I'll do, I'll play the voice note one more time for those individuals that are just tuning in as the viewers continue to roll in for this video. So I will play it and then we take it from there. All right, here we go. But in terms of the Costa Rican response, I can also share it in the chat so you guys can have a look at it while I discuss some more. And there it is there, that's the link. There we go. Good. Play the voice note one more time for you guys. What Christopher Tufton has said about the matter.
The report, I'm waiting on a report which I've asked for, but my understanding is that based on the information they had at the time, they recommended, in keeping with the protocol, that the players that were positive should be isolated. My understanding is that after the fact, they discovered that others were also positive. So the question that has to be addressed is, why weren't they informed that there were additional positives? The testing was done by a private entity, Carigen, and I'm not sure why the results of the test would have been known for some and not others prior to the game. The management of the process would have been done by JFF and their medical team and the private lab facility. So it appears as if either they got the test in batches and post and pre-game, which would be quite strange, or somebody may have gotten the results and did not report it, or certainly did not follow the protocol. I can't speculate, however, I have to wait on the results to make a determination, and then from there we determine how to proceed. Of all 6 positives? Correct. Well, I'm waiting on the report, but the verbal indication that I'm getting is that this was not the case. But I'm waiting on the report. I don't want to speculate around the report.
And as I said earlier, that is fair and reasonable as it relates to what Christopher Tufton had to say. If there's a reaction to what you guys have to say, then do let me know. That's Minister of Health Christopher Tufton on the matter. This is just so frustrating, you know? Really, really frustrating, because Costa Rica could get away based on what they're saying in the statement. They really could. It's just absolutely baffling. Unbelievable. Yep. Any questions, comments you guys have to say about the campaign as a whole, the release by the Costa Rican Football Federation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Use the super chat feature to highlight your questions and comments, and we will get cracking. It's possible. I'm going to read the Costa Rican release for you guys, and then I will come to your comments. All right. Given the statements issued by authorities of the Jamaica Football Federation, where they assured that 2 of our selected players played while being positive for COVID-19, the Costa Rican Football Federation wishes to clarify the following. The entire delegation came out negative in the test carried out on Monday in Mexico, which they entered Jamaica and completed with FIFA protocol that required a negative PCR test no more than 72 hours before the game. The JFF stated that in the weeks prior to the match, due to restrictions, the entire delegation had to take a PCR test upon arrival in Jamaica. These tests were carried out on Tuesday night, and the results were made available on Wednesday afternoon. Okay. In these tests, 1 player and 3 admin were positive results. In addition, 2 players recently recovered from COVID-19 who had tested positive in mid-January. Okay. The new positives were immediately isolated, and as indicated by the protocol, these results were communicated to FIFA delegation and local authorities. At the same time, all the documents were presented proving that the other 2 players who scored positive were recovered cases with less than 25 days of having a positive COVID-19 test. Therefore, based on existing regulations and based on the documentation presented by the Costa Rican Football Federation, both FIFA and CONCACAF authorized the participation of said players. Once the first half of the match against the Jamaicans had passed, the officials of the Medical Commission of the JFF stated that their recommendation was that the players not participate. This position did not come from any health authority in the country or from a soccer authority. The case of the 2 asymptomatic players who recently recovered from COVID-19 was explained to said representatives, including the lab results that showed cycle threshold data that proved to be recovered cases and with a low viral load. For this reason, both players traveled normally with the delegation that returned to national territory Thursday morning. So that was the release said by the association, the Costa Rican Football Association. That was their release today. Ah, boy, I tell you. Ian Campbell says, Simon, Jamaica needs to rebuild for 2026 without Tapa's core players. Okay, I'm going to be working on a separate video on this matter, but Tapa's core players: Andre Blake, Damian Lowe, Kemar Taxi Lawrence, Alvas Powell. That's 4 right there, right? Shamar Nicholson. That's 5. Flemings, 6. Speedy, 7. Lamar Walker. O'Neal Fisher, 9. Okay, so, all right. You mentioned Haka, 10, fine. Javan East, honestly, since the Saudi Arabia game, he's just been in and out, but fine if you want to put him in the mix. So you named 11 players right there. 11 players. So you are saying that you want every single one of the names that I just called to vanish right now. What I will disagree with you with is that some of those core players will be needed for Gold Cup 2023 and the Nations League. As I made mention in my match review yesterday, you will still need some experience, players that have been to a Gold Cup before, players that have played against the region. So you're going to have to go through a teething stage where you have to bleed these players out instead of just get rid of them completely. You can't just get rid of them just like that. You have to slowly bleed them out. Arguably something we did with Jason Morrison. So, of the 11, well, Taxis already said this is his last qualifying campaign. I still think that there's a purpose for Damian Lowe in the team. Andre Blake. Maybe Flemo. So that's 3. 3 out of 11 I would keep. But I wouldn't say every single one of Tapa's disciples. You mentioned East, all right. Blake, Why is everybody getting ready? Why is everybody talking about Blake? I don't get it. Simon, who are the Costa Rica player who tested positive? Well, I understand it's Brian Ruiz, but I don't have confirmation on that. I just understand it's Brian Ruiz, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm going to answer that question by saying I don't know. I don't know. Evening, Simon. What players do you see still being here for the 2026 cycle? Honestly, I want to address this in another video. That's my intention, in another video, to address this in a comprehensive video, to go through player by player and say, Dwayne Miller, keep or go. Amal Knight, keep or go for 2026. And you might have some players that you might say, okay, you're in between, which means you're going to be needed for Gold Cup 2023 and Nations League, but not necessarily for World Cup qualifying, but you just needed part of the transitional phase, because you're not going to throw in Busy Atkinson in the deep end, are you? No. You're not going to throw in Jude Grant in the deep end, are you? No. You're not going to throw in Keita Taylor-Hart in the deep end, are you? No. That's why you're going to need some of these Tapas disciples to make that transition to the next phase. And like I said, a handful of those disciples I still see part of the 2026 cycle. 28 is a good age, and you will need some experience. You will need, I don't know if we'll have Mariappa for 2026, and it pains my heart that he might not be here by the time he's 40. It pains my heart, honestly, it does. But guess what? You're going to need somebody that can be the elder statesman. You know, Ravel Morrison and company call Mariappa Uncle Maps. Who's going to be the Uncle Maps in 4 years' time? You're going to need some level of experience and some players in their 30s. We can't have a strictly team under the age of 25. We're going to need that balance. Mercurial talents, veterans with experience, and the in-betweens, the Leon Baileys of this world, Damari Grays. So that's something to consider. Lamar Walker, yeah. I've said what I've had to say about Lamar Walker. For me, he needs to go to the gym, and if he can do that and make improve his decision making in the final third, then we can have another conversation. Yeah, they're gonna get away with it. Least will happen is that they'll get fined, if anyhow, possibly. So first Costa Rica ref Tifa with it, and then them finish our dreams. Yeah. Stephen Ramdeen. Personally, Simon, I think we should get all the best players possible, English, non-English, young or old, and build for 26. I agree, but let me make this point abundantly clear. Any new player that we're bringing into the squad, whether he was born in England or not, has to be part of our journey for the Nations League and the Gold Cup. These players need to know what it's like to go to Central America and play in hostile environments. These players need to know what it's like to go to the Eastern Caribbean and play on cricket pitches. Because the players that are coming from England, the only thing they're familiar with is the cool conditions of Canada and the USA. But when they come and play in the Nations League, that's why I'm happy that people like Bobby came for the Nations League to learn his trade. Mariappa came for friendlies against Guyana and company with Nosworthy. But if you throw in a player in the deep end, giving him his debut in a World Cup qualifier, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. I think Jamaldo has a role to play in the team. Gold Cup 2023 Nations League as well. So I think we've utilized 50 players over the last 2 years. And individually, I would like to go through each one of them and see. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yeah. That's my intention, guys. That's what I'm going to do, and hopefully we get some good views from you guys on the matter. Oh yeah, maybe that would be a separate video as well about Ivan. Nothing going to happen because Jamaica is not a Spanish country. Just because we're not a Spanish-speaking country as our first language doesn't mean that things are not going to happen. You know, Spanish is our second language. Is the second most spoken language in Jamaica. Well, I guess Patois is considered a language now, so Spanish is now the third most spoken language in Jamaica. Uncle Andre. Yeah. Speedy. Antonio. Mikel Antonio is going to be 36 by the time the the next World Cup comes around. I honestly don't think he's going to be playing in a World Cup for us by that time. I don't think he's even going to be a Premier League player by then. So, no. Simon of DJ, Jamalo, Pinnock, Mikel Antonio, Moore, Kevin Stewart. We have enough experience with all those players. We don't need tapas, core players. You see all those players that you mentioned right there? Midfielder, attacker, defender, attacker, defender, midfielder. Yes, they're spread out the pitch. However, you need somebody from the leadership group. All those names that you made mention of are not individuals who are in the leadership group. And you're going to need people who are part of the leadership group. And right now, the leadership group is Andre Blake, Damien Lowe, Kimara Taxi Lawrence. That's the leadership group right now, alongside Adrian Mariappa. The leadership group is expected to shrink. So one of those players, possibly DJ because of his experience of captaining Preston North End, could force his way into the leadership group for the next campaign. And it wouldn't surprise me if Daniel Johnson becomes the captain. Simon, the only player from Tapa Core should stay is Blake. For me, like I said already, Blake, Lowe, so we're going to discard Shamar Nicholson. Come on, guys. We can't discard Boza. How old is Jamal Lowe? Jamal Lowe is born 1994, which means he's going to be 28 this calendar year. Order Shock. Simon, good evening. How does the coach Hall feel about his backroom staff? Honestly, he feels he could have additions. So, yeah. Let's see what the Costa Ricans are saying, eh, lads? We shall see. Yeah, meeting up with a coach tomorrow, trying to get some information about what's been happening. I mean, like, get them for now and build for 26. I understand what you're saying, Stephen, but I still genuinely believe that we need to have objectives short term and long term. And of course, the long term objective is 2026. But we're going to need some of those Tapa disciples, as some of you would like to call them, to win the Nations League and the Gold Cup. Some of them are going to be necessary. Some of them are going to be crucial. We're going to need them. And winning breeds confidence. So you can imagine when a younger player enters the squad and they're surrounded by winners, they're going to be wanting to fight and work hard and break their way into a 23-man squad for the qualifiers. Philip Simon Sr. I think the English-based players are good, but if we can't win with them, the best thing is to use local players going forward to promote and improve them. I mean, I've made my feelings clear about this, and I feel like the best team should take the field. So if it means that they have 9 English-born players, so be it. Remember Mexico, the USA is favor. Yeah. Simon V. Okay. Chris Smith says, Simon, this is what I'm talking about, trying to force players in the team that is not good enough. We see the mistakes of some of the players that cost us. Simon, what happened to the guy that is playing for Grasshoppers? Oh, are you talking about young Fabio Dixon? Fabio Dixon, the right back. Oh, you're not talking about Fabio Dixon. Sorry. You're talking about Alan Arrigoni. Alan Arrigoni is the 23-year-old right back who is at Grasshoppers. He has not started the process for a Jamaican passport, but he needs to. That's something that he has to do. How long do you see Antonio playing for Jamaica considering his injuries? I think 2023 Gold Cup will be the last time we'll see of Antonio. He's going to try to help Jamaica win the Gold Cup, and then after that, I think that will be it. Simon, they're just going to cheat us. I think there's going to be some form of punishment, but yeah. Do you think the goal is offside? Joel Campbell goal? In my eyes, no. Simon, with all due respect, stop promoting Tapa Score. We cannot retain them if we wish to advance our football. And Ian Campbell, I will repeat myself, when you have a transitional period, you have to bleed out the outgoing players. You can't just get rid of them just like that. You cannot. You're going to need them for the buffer as new players enter the fold. You can't just dash them away just like that. They're going to be needed for the transitional phase as they slowly but surely get reintegrated out of the program. Just like with Claude Davis and Damian Stewart, it was with a gradual process that we saw Adrian Mariappa and Naira Nosworthy entering the pool. We didn't just dash with Claude and Stupies just so. It wasn't done just like that. It was a gradual process that Mariappa and Nosworthy became our starting centre halves. In a squad, we had Nosworthy, Mariappa, Damian Stewart, and Claude Davis. But Mariappa and Nosworthy didn't start immediately. They started a game together, but they didn't start back-to-back games like that. It took time. How can we get English-based players to join the camp, join the cause, when we can't make the World Cup? Look, it's all about love for your country. That's what international football is about. I shouldn't have to convince you to have love for Jamaica. And I'll always repeat this point that I've always said. Why would you want to force somebody to like you? If somebody doesn't like you for you, then move on. Others will appreciate you and like you for you. Why should you force a young lady to like you? If Ivan Toney doesn't want to play for you, move on. Move on with your life. Move on with your life. If Nathan Redmond doesn't want to play for you, move on. Move on with your life. What are you going to do? Sit down and cry? No. Move on. Because you will have players that are willing to play for Jamaica. You will have players that play with their heart on their sleeve and will work assiduously, just like we've seen with players in the past. So I'm not worried. The best Tapa disciples can still be in the team. Yes, absolutely. And I think it's a trio or quartet of them. Yeah. Chris Smith, Simon, one of our biggest problems is we lack quality in certain positions on the field. That's our biggest problem, keeping mediocre players. Well, for me, the issue is the decisions that we make in the final third, and specifically the midfield options. We hang on the ball, we beat a player, we beat another player, and then when that final pass or cutting pass is needed, I don't think the right decision is made. So that's something that we have to consider long term. I think Taxi have a future as a central defender. Well, not for the Reggae Boys. Sorry about that, my friend, but not for the Reggae Boys. He did say that he wanted to end his career at Harbourview, so that's something to consider. They're not Tapas players, they're Jamaicans. Yeah, they are. I agree. I was just only responding to what Mr. Campbell was referring to. I think we can keep Blake and Speedy. No need for Lowe, to be honest. He needs to learn first. Not to be mad. Yeah. Walker is not a core player. Walker has been a national player since 2019, my friend. Since CONCACAF Nations League 2019, Walker has been a national player. That's 2 years. Simon, do you think it's time we realize that injecting English-based players in the last minute has not helped us? Rika Dunn, look, I have said this already, I have said that Tapa came in 2016 and 2021 you introduced 12 to 15 new faces. That's a big red flag right there. That's a big red card. When are they going to gel? When are they going to get together? Have you guys watched the interview that I did with Andre Blake and listened to what he said? The man said in anguish and frustration that there's a new team and we need time to gel and get chemistry and cohesion. These words came out of the mouth of our captain. So like I said, when we're introducing new players to the fold, even if they come from the Jamaica Premier League, 2024 the latest, 2025 is the year when the qualifiers begin. This is when you fine-tune preparations. If you have this one player that is scoring goals for fun in the Jamaica Premier League, fine, we can include him into the national program. Or injuries or COVID, if that time comes around, fine, you can introduce one or two to be part of the squad or pool. But introducing new players to be part of your starting 11 in 2025, no. No. No, 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 no. And let me stress this as well, everybody. Suriname, Curacao, Aruba are acquiring the necessary passports for their players. They're not messing around. They're not joking around. They're getting things done. Simon, we need Walker Peters, Nathan Turgeson, Tyreek Mitchell, Lewis Vega, Damari Gray, Dwight McNeil, Rico Henry, Mason Holgate, and we're good. Easier said than done, right? But yeah, I would love to see all of them in a Jamaican shirt. The reason for the question I ask is, aren't some of the staff members our foot soldiers as well? Foot soldiers? You mean Tapa's crew? Simon, we see the mistakes of those core players, so we're going to keep on having the headache because the core is not good. Well, I've said what I've had to say there. Simon, you and Fio latest story. Well, it makes sense. Think about it. Dante's, most players don't have a final pass in this team. Yeah. Simon for JFF president says Stephen Ramdeen. If you agree, thumbs up. If you disagree, thumbs up. How does that sound? Gregory Reed says, good evening, Simon. My problem is the Jamaica Reggae Boys is just not fit. When you're playing a pressing game, you need to be fit, and we haven't established that as yet. Yeah. In order to change the culture, you have to clean house. We have enough players to complete the transition, not the ones you mentioned. I don't think we'll have enough, to be honest with you, enough quality. So we're going to still need Blake, Lowe, Nicholson. And I don't think that is poison to the team. Blake, Lowe, and Nicholson. That's not poison to the team for the next campaign at all. Tapa's core must go full stop. We'll not win anything with them around. Mr. Campbell. In order for change to happen, change takes time. Change does not happen overnight. I respect you and your views because you know football very well. And I think you're an astute man. But let me repeat that you will not see a complete 180-degree turn overnight. It will be a process where slowly but surely those names that people have been talking about over years, the Fishers, the Hackers of this world, will slowly but surely be out of the pool. Jamaica needs to improve on itself to get these players. People with high standard will want to be somewhere where the standards are high. I think Lowe is a good player, but I think he's too aggressive in unnecessary moments. I guess you're referring to Damien Lowe and not Jamal Lowe. I don't mind the aggression because sometimes you need it just to make people say, listen, they're on the toes. Simon, match up the local players with the rest of CONCACAF. They are below par. Do you look at Pinnock and Kevin Stewart, Ravel, DJ quality compared to the core players? Yeah. Problem with the team is a lack of trust. The current captain is part of the problem. My issue with the captain is I think he could be more vocal. That's my honest thoughts. Romain Cunningham, Simon, Jamaica team need to know that football played for 90 minutes plus, not just 90. Yeah, and when you're playing a pressing game, it takes time. I remember how you and Bailey said they always wanted to change him, was saying the truth. Like half a top of core should stay. Half? I don't think half. 25%. So people just want Joshua Boza like that. That's what I'm saying. Boza is going to be a better player in 2024 than he is right now. I promise you guys. Blake is a part of the problem instead of trying to bridge the gap he tries to divide. While I would admit there's some comments that he makes that I have to say, he's our best goalkeeper right now. And he has to play for me. And I think the saves that he has been putting on shows why he is still the best goalkeeper that we have. So Simon, Taxi should be booted. Taxi has already said that this is his last World Cup qualifying campaign. So this is the end of the road for Taxi. And Taxi has said this publicly on this channel too. I think Kevin Stewart is key for 2026. He has a strong performance against Costa Rica beside the penalty. He's very comfortable in the midfield. Yeah. Is Jamaica going to get the points? We'll have to wait and see. FIFA has to make a decision on the matter. Shane Stewart says, we need to develop our league, period. Trust our local talent and give them valuable experience going forward. Yeah, that's critical. There were more training camps with all players, both local and foreign. This worked for our France campaign and work again. The training camps are only going to work for local-based players, though it's not going to work for the overseas-based players. Pinnock for captain. He is our best CB and one of the best players on the team. Captain. Daniel Johnson will enter the leadership group. So look out for that. Simon, think we should keep Pinnock? Yes, we should. We should keep Pinnock. Team has fitness problem. Will they get better trainers? I don't think any adjustments will be made there. You guys know Boza is 24, right? Yep, going to be 25. You still think Blake is the best goalkeeper in the Americas? Yeah. What's up, Simon? What more does Nico Brett and Dane Kelly need to get a call up? Mr. Gordon, to be honest with you, I don't think we're ever going to see Dane Kelly back in the program. And as far as Nico Brett, it's unfortunate. Nations League 2019 is when he should have played, but it's like we're going to call him up at a time when his purple patch of form has ended. You don't see Dylan Barnes taking over Andre Blake for the next qualifiers? Honestly, no, I don't. Simon, you should have heard the JFF boss on Nationwide this evening. Here's how abysmal. I will be uploading an interview with the president shortly. Simon, Paul Hall system look good for them. They're playing better and look better than before. Look at the possession stats. We haven't recorded those possession stats since 2007 under Bora Milutinovic. In my opinion, Simon, coach sees a great future in our national development. I think he just needs time to do it. He does. Simon, your thoughts on Greg Lee's performance last night? Personally, I thought he was superb. You see, if we're playing with a back three, Greg Lee is the man for the job. Greg Lee is the man that I want to start for Jamaica at left wing back once we have a back three. Even if we're playing a back four, I'm happy with Greg Lee and I'm happy with the performances that he has been putting in. So I'm willing to work with Greg Lee and I'm waiting to see what the future will bring as it relates to Omar, Reed and company. So that's something for us to keep a close attention to. I love seeing Mikel Antonio on the ball. I get excited because I feel something good is going to happen. I'm saddened that our system of play failed him. It didn't work out, didn't it? What's the update on the Costa Rican situation? Well, the JFF has filed a report to FIFA. Now FIFA is going to make a decision on the matter. FIFA are yet to make a decision. How do you watch Navas and Borjan and say Blake is better? I've never seen Blake in the Champions League in my life. You know, Blake has been offered to play at Champions League clubs, but you don't want Blake to play in the qualifying rounds in Bulgaria or Andorra or Slovenia. So that's why I don't want to say he's waiting, but he's more preferring opportunities that might be in Holland or England or France or Germany or Italy or Spain or Portugal, but not Eastern Europe, where a lot of interest has been. Why people always want to use the national program to give players exposure? They wonder why they're going nowhere. The national program, you don't need a cap to get an overseas contract, as we've seen with Acosta Chung. He got a contract over Dwayne Busy Atkinson. Boys' decision making is poor in games. That's a problem in the final third. They need someone to work with the strikers. They hold up plays bad. I've always said that the strikers, Dion Burton would make a good striker coach, and so would Marlon King. If you gave me a choice, it would be Marlon King, but Marlon King is not interested in coaching right now. Simon, watch the keepers in Kong of Blake is not number 3, more like number 6, and they say the 6 is real. Where do they find a good young defender with 2 caps under his belt? Yeah, Richard King, good player. Simon Lee and Bell, Jamaica's left backs going forward. Omar Reed, I like what I see from Omar Reed, the former Clarendon College person, so let's see how things go with him. Omari Bell, yeah. Rico Henry, Omar Richards are also great left wing backs. They are. He turned down the move to Holland already. Yeah, but it was not at a team in the Champions League. Paul Hall needs to strengthen his decision-making skills, and he would be a great leader for a football. His charisma was lacking under the previous boss. Interesting. That move to Netherlands will never come because Blake is not good with his feet. You never know. What were the possession stats in the first half? You don't think we had more possession because Costa Rica were happy to defend and counter? I think it was 70-30 in the first half. Should Jamaica follow in the footsteps of Canada and how they develop their national program into what it is today? Yes. Canada were Gold Cup quarterfinalists in 2017 and lost to Jamaica. And this is the same Canada team that had Junior Hoylett and Alphonso Davies and company. And we, with Ladale Ritchie and Owain Gordon and Michael Binns and Romario Williams and Darren Mattox and Jermaine Taylor, beat them 2-1. Not convinced by Bell and Lee. And Lee is good attacking, but not so much defending. I can work with the attacking rudiments. I think the defensive aspect in the game will come once he gets more appearances for Jamaica. This is a guy that doesn't even have 10 caps for Jamaica. You know, it's going to take time. So we'll get there. We'll get there in due time. But yeah, don't worry about it. But Greg Lee is the way moving forward. Greg Lee is the man. I say Greg Lee is the man. So that's something for us to consider. Will we see Bell anytime soon? Nations League is a possibility. CONCACAF Nations League. It's not the same. I didn't say all, but if you look at the core of that squad that went to the 2017 Gold Cup, they are there today. What happened to some of those players you mentioned in Jamaica Gold Cup 2017 compared to those of Canada? Yeah, from the 2017 Gold Cup squad, we only have a handful of those players today, while Canada have 9, I believe, of those players. To be fair, if Blake is making good money in the MLS, he should stay because he seems comfortable there. I still want him to test his ropes in Europe. Paul Hall has a vision and a plan that should work for 2026, but a question if he's able to get the urgency from the players. I think that will come over time. Really miss Damari Gray and Bailey for sure. Love the content, Simon, but I'm asking viewers to like and share and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary. Big up Roderick Sharp. Really appreciate it. And guys, if you want your question to be highlighted, use the super chat feature and your question will be highlighted. So use the super chat feature and your question will be highlighted. So you want to stay tuned for that. Is Javaine Brown the way forward? I'm convinced not. Javaine Brown has a role to play in the program for sure in the future. Suriname could be a force to be reckoned with for the 2026 World Cup, especially with those Dutch-born players. Suriname, Curacao, Aruba is like a minnow in a sense, but they're going to get a couple of Dutch-born players as well. They're coming. They're coming, trust me. You see, anyhow, Martinique, Guadeloupe, French Guiana get FIFA membership? My gosh. My gosh. CONCACAF gets even more competitive. And if Denmark becomes a CONCACAF member, oh gosh, man. Oh gosh. If Denmark becomes a CONCACAF member, I hope we'll see Mason Greenwood, Gray, Walker, Vasil, Chung, Atkinson, King, Beckford for Jamaica going forward. Greenwood? Okay. Simon, why Jamal Lowe wasn't in the squad? Personal reasons, he's made himself unavailable. Just keeping the squad together isn't ready. Stephen Ramley and Javane Brown is good defensively, but I think he needs to work on his crossing. He does. He does. Broke man can't use super chat, Simon. Oh, really? You have internet, don't it? And if you have internet, you have money. Simple so. If Greenland becomes part of CONCACAF, yeah. So, like, you have Cayman Islands, that is a British overseas territory, but they're a member of FIFA. So, FIFA is exploring these matters of countries that don't have their independence from countries, and see if they can give FIFA membership to those places. But I don't think France will be in agreement to give Martinique, Guadeloupe, and French Guiana FIFA membership, because this means that France wouldn't be able to take the best of the best talent from these territories to make them play for France. So, yeah. If Greenland gets FIFA membership, my word. If Greenland gets FIFA membership and be part of CONCACAF, wow. I meant Greenland. Charles Bramo. Simon Big Up just got here. What's the recap from the Costa Rica COVID issue? The JFF has sent a report to FIFA. FIFA is reviewing the report, and they hope to make a decision soon. When will they make a decision? I honestly don't know the specific day, but FIFA will make a decision on the matter soon. Anime Song says, do you Jamaica? What do you mean, do I Jamaica? Was I born in Jamaica? Yes, I was born in Jamaica. I live in Jamaica the most of my life. So, yeah. Yes, Boza and Walker should stay, but the others should go. I hear you. Data Championship top prize. The Canadian core players for 2017 all improved, and our core players can't even keep a contract for more than 1 year. Do you see the difference as to why Canada is doing so well? Mm-hmm. Yep. We'd love to see Greenland play CONCACAF instead of UEFA. That'll be interesting. Do you think Jamaica will stick with the 3 at the back formation? Well, Paul Hall in his interview said it's a system that he likes to use and he's willing to use going forward, but it's not a hard and fast situation like set in stone that we're going to use 3 at the back every single game. So you can expect a flexibility. What matter is it? What matter are you referring to? How geographically can Greenland be in CONCACAF? Brethren, Greenland are right beside Canada, you know? You forget that? Blessing Simon, do you Jamaica? Do I Jamaica? Well, I've lived in Jamaica for almost 3 decades, put it that way. But I've learned the game of football outside of Jamaica. So Mason Greenwood has been released on bail. Hopefully Adidas will give us names on the shirts when it happens. We'll see. We shall see, my friend. We shall see. Yep, we shall see. Do you remember the Danish baller Jesper Grønkjær? Jesper Grønkjær was born actually in Greenland. Football best skills. Out of the matches I've watched over the break, Vassal should have started all of them. Peter Lee Vassal, I think he should have started one of the games for sure. Simon, question, the thing that Costa Rica, for context, what is it that caused? I'm just forwarding on the stream. It's relating to a positive COVID-19 test and a person on the field. So JFF has sent a report to FIFA. FIFA is evaluating the report now, and hopefully we can get a decision soon. But I don't think a decision will be made this weekend. So we're just going to have to remain patient on the matter. So, yeah. That is how things are at this point in time. We're just going to have to be patient and patient and patient and patient and patient. So that's all that we can do at this point in time. Just have to be patient. Do you think that the same squad will be back for the last 3 games? Not the exact squad, but you will see the future. You will see a glimpse into the future. The Richard Kings of this world, Chungs, Atkinsons. You'll have a glimpse into the future. Yeah. They wouldn't be better than JA. Oh, Greenland? Yeah, not right now. Not right now. What can be the decision? The decision could be that Jamaica gets 3 points. The decision could be that Costa Rica get fined. Or the decision could be that Costa Rica gets a slap on their wrist. So, yeah. Costa Rica forget that out of the competition. Simon, is it because Jamaica start getting some big name players why Adidas coming on board? No, it's not because of that. Good marketing, good relations, but I don't think it's because of the names. No. It's not because of that. That's not the reason for all of this happening. So, yep, it's not the reason for everything that has transpired. Simon, we can try. We keep trying with Peter Lee, so he can't stay at the club. I'm wondering, what are we seeing with the coaches in USA that I can't see? He's had a stop-start sort of career professionally. Released from LA, didn't find a club in 2020. Got his phone stolen, identity stolen. He's been through a lot. He has time on his hands. I'm willing to give him another few years. And then by the time he's in his mid-20s, we should see the type of player that he will be. What do you honestly think will happen with this case? My honest opinion, Simon Preston's honest opinion of what's going to happen from this case is that Costa Rica will get fined. Simon, I do believe without Grant for these games was a big reason we lost. Yeah, you're right. What happened to Shawn Nicholson? Why wasn't he here? He wanted to settle in Russia at his new club. Yeah, Jesper Gronkia, Chelsea winger. Yeah, that's right. Putting names on the shirts is good business. Klinsmann wanted the names off the US players' shirts, and Nike and the Federation fought it because it helps bring in money. There you go. There you go. Speaking about the Adidas thing, will it be a 360 deal where Adidas sponsors the national team apparel and equipment and having our Adidas players featured in some ads overseas? Not the latter part about featuring players in ads overseas, not that latter part, but the first part of what you said. Yes, 120%. Yes. So, And like I said, guys, with the questions that you want to be highlighted, use our super chat feature and you can get your questions highlighted and we can take it from there. So yeah, that's exactly what we can do. It's great to see many of you popping in the live and giving your thoughts and proceedings of the matches and so on and so forth. Do you think Manchester United is overreacting with regards to Greenwood situation? I'm talking about the fact that they are allowing people to change shirts. Change shirts. Shane Black says, looking forward to 2026. Painful, but yeah. German Calvin DeMargre still thinking about playing for us? It's just vibes right now. He's just going with the flow. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. That's kind of like what the mindset is it right now. Will the new kits have name on it? No. No, they won't. No, they will not. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. It's about time that we start to do it properly. JFF is lacking. They should do it Ajax and sell Bob Marley and Garvey shirts. Shirts will sell out quick, so most can be done. In the diaspora, that would have sold in 15 minutes. Because it costs JFF money to put names on the back of the shirt, so yeah. Yeah, you're right, Omar. But it is what it is. Just got to keep on going and keep on going. Is there an issue with our black kicks? No issue. No issue. Ibrook Palmer. The reason why they won't is because we don't have a settled team. Waste of printing ink. That's another reason. So Ravel Morrison, who is number 4 today, can be number 10 tomorrow. So Mr. Palmer is absolutely right. So you're not going to see names on the back of the shirts unless it's Gold Cup or World Cup. Mm, 25K, I'm told. Just joining in. Are we getting the points? FIFA is going to make that decision, and FIFA is going to make that decision as it relates to when that decision will be made. We don't know, so we have to be patient and wait. I was at JFF when you started sports journalism, and I think the president and secretary needs to be football-minded individuals. The program starts at the office in New Kingston. Yeah, you're right. Putting names on shirts will make people buy more. If I rate Bailey, I have the number 7 shirts. Yeah, but guess what? Who is gonna buy the number 23 Dylan Barnes jersey? But I get your point. I get your point. What you're saying though. Will Stu be back the next window? Well, he wants to play, so yeah. Even the Irish brands, O'Neill's did a Bob Marley shirt for the Irish League. Yeah, Bohemians. Yeah, we need that vision. Leon Deme, McGee, KTH, Marshall, Reese, Greenwood, Laird, King is the core for 2026. I hope so. Can't the players just decide their numbers at the start of the campaign? Yeah. In 2026, Canada, Mexico, USA will be hosting. So they'll be in qualifying? No, they'll not take part in qualifying. And it won't be easy, my friend, because you will have Costa Rica, Honduras, Panama, and then here comes the outsiders from the Dutch, the Flying Dutchmen, Suriname, and Curacao. So that's 5 teams we're battling right there. And we don't talk about Haiti and Trinidad yet. Curacao, Trinidad, Haiti, Guatemala, Nicaragua going to improve. So we'll have to, so it's not going to be easy. If Simon and Butler had a role in the GFF, would be in a better place. As Alkaline says, my friend, everything in life just takes time. Everything in life just takes time. People understand that Ajax had to pay the Marley family to use his image on the shirt. Yeah. Yeah. So Simon, would you want Nicholson in a new Reggae Boys team? Yes. Shamar Nicholson makes my 23-man squad moving forward with the Reggae Boys Nations League, Gold Cup, 2026 qualifiers, and of course, 2026 World Cup. Don't worry, guys. I know you guys were saving up for Qatar, but don't worry. Save that money for our North American tour in 2026 when we have games in Miami, New York, LA, Kansas, Nebraska, Mexico City, Cancun, Guadalajara, Toronto, Vancouver, Montreal, Edmonton. Save your money. Save your money. After the World Cup, what's the next chance of getting the team together for a match? After the World Cup? The World Cup is November, my friend. But the Nations League starts June. So we'll have June, October windows to have for the Nations League. I think JFF should sell that pretty black, green, and gold building to pump some more money in the program. Interesting idea. Flex Supreme says 2016 Simon no tune, man. Yeah. Alkaline, yeah, man. So do you guys win the case yet? I still have hope for you Jamaicans making the World Cup. Ray Puma, we have to wait on FIFA's decision. FIFA has to make their mind up. Why do we take on Antonio every game? Why not the reverse and put him on second half? No, you want to have his effectiveness and have him start from the start. John Barnes for 2024 qualifications. Paul Hall for Youth Academy team. No. Cartman says, if we really do them thing there. Everything in life just takes time. And them, 2016. Everything in life just takes time. You know the tune already. You know the tune already. It bad though, don't it? So, yeah. Ah, boy, I tell you. Ha 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 ha. You have good memory. You have good memory. What a name, Pagan 180. But mine get the best of them. But mine get the best of them. Me see it in it. What a name you have, Pagan. What a name you have, Pagan. Europe do a song. Not even the pagans could resent it on the telephone. I'm tired. I've been up since 4 a.m. I haven't slept at all. The Jamaican Fabrizio Romano needs his rest. Hope them have a game plan this time so the boys can get for train. That's what we need. 2026 won't be easy, that's for sure. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk either. It's going to be difficult. I know if it is Jamaica, yeah, you're right. Yeah, man, I know too. We listen to Massacre, Image, Style of Me, Starball, and a Skimmage. Massacre. Simon, it sucks. Simon, it sucks to think that all games worked out in this window, but unfortunately we didn't take advantage. Yeah, it sucks that way. Data Championship top prize, Data way at the better way. Yeah, for real. Stephen Ramsey, Simon, don't you think Canada, Mexico, and the USA are too big for hosting countries? Imagine the traveling. You're right, it will cause a lot of trouble, but I think what's going to happen is you'll have like Group A, Group B, Group C be limited. So like there'll be East Coast. So like Group A, New York, Maryland, Atlanta, Florida type thing, or Toronto, Montreal type thing. So the traveling in the group stage would be minimal, but for the knockout stages, the traveling would expand. But it's an excellent point you've raised. It's a brilliant point, actually. Favorite regarding the travel. Simon, you have been swearing a lot lately. Singing dancehall is swearing? I didn't know that. Jamaicans Watchtower. We need a 3 point stamp. We do. We really, really do. Charles Bama. So many goals we should have won. Yeah, we should have won. Nations League is June 2022. Passing through Simon supporting Big Up Watch the Schedule on the women's side. The Reggae Girls kick off February 16 or 17, I believe, against Bermuda. That's the first game of the qualifiers at home. What is your opinion on the referral? I think Costa Rica is going to get a slap on the wrist and a fine. That's my honest opinion. Honestly. PC Ravel Morrison moving on from Derby? Yeah. From next season, yeah. World Cup water down to 48, but glad for the better chance. Yeah. I don't think it watered down. Maryland, no stadium, but New York. New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Florida, Orlando, Miami. You get the drift. Where New England Revolution play their games. Yeah. Sorry, Simon, I'm late. Is there any news on Costa Rica COVID? The news is this. FIFA has received a report from the JFF, and FIFA is going to evaluate that report right now. So a decision has not been made on a punishment for Costa Rica, if any punishment, that is. We just think of something, and we just think Caribbean need to submit a World Cup bid collectively. So you want Jamaica, Trinidad, Haiti to host a World Cup. The logistics of it is going to be challenging because you have some airlines that don't travel there. And you have to take 5 flights to go there. So let me tell you something. To go from Martinique to Jamaica, I had to go on 4 flights. Martinique to Guadeloupe to Dom Rep to Turks and Caicos Islands, Turks and Caicos Islands to Jamaica. 4 flights. And I'm literally going, shoo. What are the new English group's thoughts of CONCACAF? They want to play for Jamaica. You don't think adding 16 teams will water down the product? No, I don't think it's going to water down the product. It's going to give opportunities. If you didn't expand the tournament to 32 teams, we would not have seen what Senegal did in 2002. We would not have seen what Ukraine did in 2006. If you didn't expand the World Cup from 16 to 24 teams, we would not have seen what Algeria did in 1982. If we did not expand the World Cup from 8 teams to 16 teams, England would have not have won the World Cup in 1966. Imagine having a game in Cancun, then playing in Quebec for the next game. Yeah, going from the extreme temperatures, thinking about it as well. Going from heat to cowl. I watch all your lives, them, even... I'm going to get some sleep. South Africa and Brazil still hurting from hosting the World Cup. It would be difficult to host in the Caribbean. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. Yeah. Big up, guys. Big up all the support. Really, really appreciate it. You know, guys, since I started doing live streaming on YouTube, I hardly get any sleep because I'm always up checking with agents and administrators the latest of situations. But I do promise you guys, any latest information I get on this case, I will let you know. I will alert you. Okay, guys? I promise you. So we'll be in touch. Warren Webster says, what is your view on the top 3 teams in our region? USA, Canada, Mexico. Mexico will go round of 16, maybe quarterfinals. Canada can go to the round of 16 depending on their group, and so can the United States. Yeah, I play ball twice a week, sometimes even 3 times a week as well. I am a central defender, and I am the captain of my 7-a-side team. All right, guys, have a good evening. Be safe. We're going to have more information to come on this matter. Stay safe, and don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content. We'll be back for more. Don't forget to use the super chat feature as well to highlight any questions that you may have as well. Highlight your questions. And we'll be in touch, guys. Great things to come. Great things to come. Big up yourself, Mr. Powell. John Powell, big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. And be positive, guys. Be positive. Great things to come.